Day two! And I am tired. I am tired as can be. I'm not even sure if the mic is picking me up right now, but we're just going to keep rolling with it. Wow. I am going to go right to bed after this. It was a long day. It was Columbus Day. We covered a celebration slash protest of Columbus Day. I'm curious to know. Where do you guys come down on Christopher Columbus, old Christopher C? I can tell you firsthand that he is a hero to Italian Americans, at least here in my hometown. I'm not going to give you guys that info just yet. We just got to know each other. But I see both sides. I see both sides of it. What they were saying is essentially, none of this, nothing we have today would be possible without Columbus's voyage. I mean, who's to say, really? It's a pretty major historical event. Who knows what the ramifications and the butterfly effects of that are if it doesn't happen. But one thing we can be pretty sure that does happen is a lot of indigenous people keep their lives. Because from what I understand, this man just kind of laid waste to several populations. And even the people who he did not impact directly, got sick from all these new European pathogens that their bodies weren't familiar with. They couldn't defend themselves from. And again, I'm by no means, an expert on the subject. I haven't studied the diaries and the first-hand accounts of Columbus, of his voyage. But from what I understand, the native peoples were incredibly kind to the Europeans when they first landed here. Right? They showed that, they offered them hospitality, they offered them food, etc. And it wasn't like that once the colonies sort of got established. I know there were places like Jamestown where there was a real adversarial relationship kind of from the get-go. But at least from the first guy to really land there, from what I understand, they were very welcoming. And he took their kindness and stabbed them right in the back. So it's a complicated legacy. It's a really complicated legacy. This year we have Indigenous Peoples Day, which is on Columbus Day. Joe Biden decreed that just a few days ago, slipped it right in. That's a federal holiday now. So the fact that they land on the same day kind of just creates this friction. And I really don't know what the motivation was behind that. I'd imagine it's once again him trying to do this, to sort of walk this tightrope and please everybody, and just sort of give both sides of the argument a holiday on the same day. But it just ends up again creating this kind of more confusing scenario, even if you try to make everybody happy. So it's really hard to just, you can't condone what he did. I mean, it's horrible. It's one of the speakers at this event I was at today said, he essentially wrote off all of Columbus's wrongdoings by saying, like, oh, well, Martin Luther King wasn't a perfect person. As if Martin Luther King not being faithful to his wife is in any way equatable to Columbus literally mass murdering people. I understand the spirit of what he was saying, but it's way worse than what he did. Was a millionfold worse than anything Martin Luther King ever did. And I don't know. I mean, you can't. Is there a way to celebrate the voyage? They call it the peopling of the Americas, but it wasn't. It wasn't the peopling of the Americas. It was the it was the invasion. It really was. I mean, I don't know what else to call it. I know that's a term that probably a lot of people are going to take issue with, but um, if there's a way to celebrate the voyage and just its historical significance um, without celebrating the man, I don't know if there's a way to do that, and I'm curious to see how this goes down in the future. But let me know your thoughts, because there's something really commendable. I mean, the fact that you took 3 ships and just sailed off into what was, for all they knew, it was outer space. I mean, they had no idea. For all they thought they were going to sail off the edge of the world. I mean, they really had no idea what to expect, and that takes crazy guts and bravery, and really just a kind of spirit that it's hard to even find within yourself these days, because we have access to just so much more information about everything now than they did back then. But at the same time, that courage, they took that leap of faith and they were greeted with pretty much a paradise on the other end, and they chose to just douse it in blood. So let me know what you think about Columbus Day, and I'm going to go to bed.